Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sagittarius, this is extra S's. You already, you know what I'm saying? Now look, light my candle first because we're about to get into the fire element. You heard? We're gonna do a little fire gazing if you don't mind, and all that. But that's how I'm giving it up, you know. So look, right? I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Bars because I'm nice, but you already know that. Um, Same thing applies. If you need anything or whatever you need from me, just go to the description box. It'll take you there to get everything you need, including the extended. The link will be right there. Just click it one time, boom, it'll take you where you need to go. If you want to get the extended to this reading. I'm going to start this reading off by saying this. I just had a dream which led me to do the Sagittarius reading. That's how I'm getting down. I'm getting ceremonial now, y'all. I'm just keeping it a bean. So I had two dreams. The first dream that I had, it was kind of vague. I'm on a computer and I'm going down a list of a comment section. Now, it could have been my comment section. I'm not sure. It could have been me doing it for somebody else. It could have been one of those things. I felt like I was really doing work, like it was a task. But what I do recall is that some of the comments were, they were haters. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was people hating and stuff like that. So I'm combing through those comments. I don't know whether I was trying to delete them, if I was trying to censor them, or if I was trying to reply back to them. I don't know. It was real short-lived and it was real vague. But I can tell that it was on a social media platform and that there was some type of identity politics. I don't know why that just popped up in my mind, but just like an influencer or something. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along the lines of that. So boom, I popped out of that dream. Woke up for a little while, went right back to sleep. I went into another dream. Now this dream, right? I'm speaking to I'm walking down the block. It's sunny outside too. It's like a summer day. And this girl pulls up, this girl that I know. She's a Sagittarius. And that's why I'm doing the reading now. So she opens the car like, get in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, fucking. Now, mind you, I got a little thing for shorty. You know what I'm saying? She got some huge tits. Excuse me. But I gotta keep it a beam with y'all. She got kabangas. They out there here. You know what I mean? And I've dropped a couple of hints on her a few times. Like, I will crack that if, you know what I mean? But anyway, she's a cool girl, though. She's cool. So, never mind that. She opens the car door though, and she's like, get in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, not for nothing, like, she had not that this matters to me, like, but she had like an old school Buick. No bullshit. Navy blue. If that means anything to any one of y'all, I'm just keeping it a bean. I would just feel like y'all should know that. So she opened the car door, boom, she like, get in. I'm like, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was walking anyway. It's hot outside. I don't know how long I had to walk. I don't know. But I think I got in the car for different reasons anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I got in the car. She got other people in the car too. I think she got kids with her to be exact. It was real vague. Like, I didn't really like stare down the kids or whoever was in the back seat. I wasn't like staring. You know what I'm saying? I was just minding my business. Got in the passenger seat with her and we riding. So now she like coming on to me. You know what I'm saying? She flirting with me. I'm like, okay. I mean, not like she ain't dropping me a couple of hints before too in the 3D, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? I didn't think it was going to be one of those. I thought she was just genuinely trying to give a dude a ride. Like, you know what I mean? But she coming on to me, and I noticed that she's a bit under the influence. All right. Not only that, she tells me like, "Yo, why don't you? I'm gonna park. Why don't you go in the trunk of the car and get me a bottle of wine, so you could crack that?" And I'm like, "Crack what?" You know what I'm saying? Like but she flirting with me. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, I know what she mean. Like, she really ready to pull over and kick it and whatever after that type shit. So I'm like, so she opens the car door again and I'm just looking at her. I'm like, I stepped out. I was like, yo, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you, ma. I ain't really with that. Like, I can't fuck with you like that. I don't think you should do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all might be like, yo, maybe you crazy. Listen. Something told me in my dream, I'm like, listen, I'm going to have to let this one go. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting involved with this. And I asked her too, I'm like, yo, you drinking wine in broad daylight? She was like, yeah, red wine specifically. So if that means something to y'all, I'm giving you all the deets. She like, yeah, red wine. I got a big bottle of red wine in the trunk. Get it? I'm like, I'm going to pass on that. I'm gonna pass on that. So look, right, drunk driving. I'm saying all of that to say this: if any of these types of cards pop up in your reading, I'm just telling you beforehand. I'm not saying I'm psychic. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying This is the message that should be delivered to you regardless, before we even get to the oracle cards, before we get into any tarot extended or any of that. This message needs to be delivered to the Sagittarius energy. Cross watches included. I don't, whatever y'all got going on, just listen to what I'm saying, all right? If it don't apply, let it fly. Drunk driving in a dream means like making a decision or going in a direction in your life that is where you're obsessed with things, or where you have some type of obsession with something, someone, or some things, certain ideas, belief systems, situations. This is a sign that you may be doing a bit too much, going a bit overboard. You know how they be saying that's that reckless Sagittarius energy, or whatever the case may be. So it's advised to slow down a bit when you see drunk driving in a dream. Be a little bit more moderate in your approach to things. You also may be starting to lose self-control and putting others at risk with your obsessions. So be mindful of that, you know. And now we're going to get into the oracle. You heard? Now we get into the reading. So if you made it this far, I'm appreciative of you. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a long-ass intro. But I'm telling you, like, I'm just feeling my way around. Be like, yo, I had Sagittarius on my list, but I'm like, yo, I don't know. I ain't feel it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't feel it, I ain't feeling it. If I ain't feeling it, I'm not doing it now. Like, oh, that popped out. Here goes the lightning card. Someone just mentioned the lightning card to me not like a couple of days ago, too. We taking that. Yo, it's on. It's on. I don't know what else to tell y'all. It's on. We starting. That's the situation at hand for the Sagittarius energy. All right? Lightning. This next card represents how you feel about the situation. Vinegar. Spirit, give me more guidance. What is the factor to consider regarding the Sagittarius energy? And vinegar, see, look, I ain't even going to start yet, but I know what vinegar means. We're going to get right to it. So, Spirit, give me the factor to consider. Oh, we ain't taking all of those. Matter of fact, don't take none of them, I'm being told. Spirit, give me a card for the factor to consider for the Sagittarius energy, please. Factor to consider for the Sagittarius energy. Factor to consider for the... All right, take this one. Resin. This just came up too on which... Hey, I'm taking what I'm told to take, y'all. A lot of cards flipped over. I'm told to take resin. Lightning. The stage of leucosis is a complex topic in alchemy. On one hand, it represents purification of the materials. On the other hand, it's the phase in which the alchemist may mistake the work as complete. On the surface, everything seems perfect, pristine, well thought through, and quite complete. In actuality, the alchemist has been tricked by their own facade of perfection. Their work has hardly begun. Righteousness and fear are the great errors of leucosis. Righteousness and fear are the great errors of leucosis. This card arrives to remind us to get our hands dirty. No one is separate from or above anyone else. Rather, every alchemist is a kid in a laboratory, tinkering away with the elements of their life. No more fretting over your next move, fearing how others will perceive you. It's time to crack open. Look, I said, what I told you, she said, crack that bottle open and you might get cracked this. Listen, all right, hold on, let me calm down. Fretting over the next move, fearing how others will perceive you. It's time to crack open, become who you are. The world needs your true colors. Okay. Now we're going to read the vinegar card. Vinegar. The tongue knows vinegar. Even the suggestion of receiving a few drops into the mouth reminds us of vinegar's sour and lip-puckering qualities. In alchemy, vinegar serves as an active agent of distillation, fermentation, and preservation. It is incredibly useful when applied in the right amounts and with intention. This said, it can be easily overused, overwhelming the situation at hand. When a vinegar card is present in a reading, it indicates a sour note permeates the laboratory. It is likely something from the past is showing up in the present and demanding our attention. It is in vinegar's nature to take over, to overwhelm. Be cautious with this material. A little goes a long way. As they say, it's productive to look at your past, but not to stare. Such is the complex energy of vinegar. You see, and this is what I was picking up with the whole drunk driving thing. I'm going to get into more clarity with that. The moon is also in Leo while I'm doing this reading. I think that's imperative to know as well. More fire energy. And I think it has something to do with me on an influencer's page, or maybe on my page, going through the comments, people probably hating because you're visible, you're seen, and they don't like that. They hating, your light is shining, something along those lines. Resin. Resin is a miraculous material. It offers both stability and transparency. For centuries, sculptors and archivists have used it to capture an object in time and place, preserving it for observation or adoration. Envision a delicate insect or flower suspended in a paperweight, such as the alchemical energy of resin. Its qualities are protective, sealing, and hardening when this card appears. There is a holding that's occurring, either literally or physically. While well-intended, someone may be limiting the one they wish to protect. There may be an aspect of nostalgia at work, in the laboratory, an unwillingness to let go or change. On the other hand, the resin card can indicate preservation of that which is most valued, a return to what's been lost. Okay. What I'm feeling from this is this. With the factor to consider being resin, I think something was lost with you. Something was lost from your past that was valuable. I think it has something to do with maybe behavior, or not only behavior, but like a way of life. Maybe something ritualistic that you used to do. You may not have thought of it as some type of like ceremony or ritual, but you did it more often than you do it now. And it gave you some type of, I'm thinking you're needing to restore something that you left behind from the past. And because without it, right, I'm seeing that how you feel right now, I feel like you feel like you're going through something. And I'm not saying that this is what you're going through is good or bad. I think it just feels new. I think it feels new because you're trying to it's like you're trying to justify it's like your behavior is going a little bit over the edge because you're trying to justify something. What it is, I don't know. I'm feeling like it's connected to the past in some type of way. And I think you're trying to escape it. Like you're letting things around you crumble in some type of way. In this lightning card, right, it suggests that you may think you had something down packed. You may not need to prove yourself to anyone. It's kind of like, now look, it's kind of tough to do this reading because I know my last reading for Sagittarius, I kind of beat up the Sagittarius energy a little bit. Pause. That's kind of crazy, but I'm serious. But it's like this is a continuation of it. It feels like, and it's like there can be a real high and mighty God complex attached to Sagittarius energy, like on some know-it-all type shit. Just keeping it a being, yo. And I feel like that's the situation at hand. Whatever you got going on, you feel you got it in lock already, or on lock already. And I think it got something to do with the newness of it, or the newness of the feeling of it, the newness of something result oriented. But it's like, yo, kid, you just getting started, and I gotta say that, kid, because I feel like the behavior is kind of kiddish too. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having childlike behavior if it's productive, I guess I should say. But like I said, associated with my dream, when you're doing things of that nature to where they're reckless, that's Sagittarius energy. I know y'all have heard it before, of being reckless. High risk. And that's where this vinegar card is at. This is in the position of how you feel about the situation. You got the fuck it's about something but I'm feeling like it's not needed, yo. It's like to cover up something else that, not even that you're, I don't know if you're going through it right now or if you went through it before. I feel like this resin, you might be going, okay, you're going through it now, but something that you used to do before is a better way of going about this. Something kept you level headed, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Because now, right, the answer is who's the person in my dream that was the Sagittarius years ago. Something about your past. I would say your childhood, your upbringing. And I'm not saying it was the greatest thing, but it gave you some type of stability. It made you feel like you was grounded in some type of way. Maybe it was a relationship, someone who's connected to you that made you feel that way. But that's like gone now. It's like long gone, and it's like it's visible. We can see it in you. We can see it on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, really? You gonna pull up in the car with the bottle of wine? And I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying to peep the analogy. You know what I mean? Peep the analogy. Like, it's something to think about. Now, vinegar is the material of this reading. So it's like, this is what you got to work with. So a little bit goes a long way, which is interesting with this reading as well. You know why? Because the situation at hand is about thinking you got something on lock, right? Lightning is about, you put a little bit of work in and you feel on top of the world, and this, that, and the third. Now, mind you, what I'm feeling is this, and I'm seeing this very clearly. You're right about that. So what I'm saying is, if you putting a little dose of something in and it's taking off for you, or it's generating results that you're pretty pleased with, you're right. So let me calm down a little bit on that. Let me calm down on you about that. You're right about that. The lightning card. See, the whole thing is with the vinegar, because how you feel about the situation is something, that, here it is. If you put too much work in, you're trying to pump the brakes and calm the tits before you put too much work in, because you're trying to gauge how it is being visible in whatever it is that you're doing. Whether you're an influencer, you're a reader, you're a religious leader, you're whatever you're into. I'm telling you, I'm getting back to my dream now, going through the comment section and stuff like that. You are feeling your way through that, and you know what to expect. So you're just like looking for it. I'm not saying you're completely bothered by it, but you're looking for it. You want to be aware of it. You want to gauge it, not engage it. You want to gauge it and you want to measure it for a particular reason. Maybe it does trigger something from your childhood about your image or something like that. So instead of putting in extra work, because you're looking at your work like, I'm doing pretty damn good for just a little bit that I've put in. You could put in more, sure, but it's like you're testing the waters, you're testing the ground. But what's happening is your behavior is starting to spiral into a different direction. I don't know, maybe it's liberating or something. That's what this vinegar card here is for. It's not about you going overboard with the work. It's actually the opposite with the work. You're trying to see how far a little bit can go with the work, and it's working for you. But it's something other than that, like outside of that, that has you utilizing this vinegar material in a way that it's being said to be cautious about. All right? So what I'm getting is you should measure that as well, right? If you take a sip and you try to get in the car, like maybe you pissed it out before you got in the car, But if you don't measure it, like the vinegar, if you put a large dose than is already needed, it's gonna overkill. It's gonna overwhelm. So this is where the deets are. Whatever you've been feeling overwhelmed by or overwhelmed about lately, and I'm talking about lately, like recently. Look into that. Look into a way that you can tap into something that had you more calmer when you were a child. That's what the resin card is here for, yo. Something used to put you at ease when you was a child. I don't know if it was reading books. And it may be connected to something that disturbed you about your image as a child as well. Because again, I'm going back to that dream about the whole online activity. It's like you got to deal. It's like you got to deal with that all over again. So maybe you got a little, you took a little sip because you like, you know what, you read a few comments and you like, you know what, this is some bullshit. I'm gonna be alright, but I'm gonna be alright after I get this little red wine in me type shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't ugly, but don't let it get ugly is what I'm saying. Don't let it get ugly. And you're doing good at your job. Like, you're doing good with what you're doing. So you're right with the whole lightning. You're right. Make a little go a long way. You don't gotta overwork. You're good at this, or whatever's going on. The algorithm is good. It's just good. It's good. Don't think that you're behind or you're underperforming. What I'm seeing here is that you're not. But there's something deeper that you should reach into. I'm picking up religion too. I'm getting some of y'all are Christians. And I think that's what used to have you more stable or grounded as a child. You was brought up in the church or brought up in some type of way of life to where now you're just like free as a bird and you just like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that you can't change your lifestyle, change your religion, your way of life, none of that. What I'm saying is there's always something, even if it's spiritual, there's always something that you can practice ceremonial style that can get you more cool, calmer, and grounded. All right? Cool, calmer, and grounded so that you're not overwhelmed. Remember, whatever you're overwhelmed by, that's where the meat and potatoes are. You understand what I'm saying? So now we're going to get into tarot. This is going to go into the extended. If you're interested, kind of like bars, but not all the way. I promise you I can make it really sound like it, though, because I'm nice. What deck I'm going to use? I'm going to go back to the old school deck because I do want more details. So I'm going to draw one card of the tarot to see how well, or not how well. Where did that come from? I'm going to go into the tarot to draw one card and see, I guess, the leading theme. So Spirit, nah, that's too many. Spirit, give me the messages, guide me to where we're going to take this extended reading to. Guide me. Wow, that shit flew out. Oh, God. It's a maybe. It's a 2 of Wands. You have a decision at hand. Might have to do with travel, but there's 2 paths. There's a decision here. You're planning something. Glass. It might have something to do with glass. I don't know. You got a glass of wine. You might be drinking the red wine right now. But grass always being greener on the other side type vibe. Bars because I'm nice. Listen, I'm about to go into the extended right now. If you want to join me, the link will be in the description box. Until next time, if you don't come through, Sag cross watches, I'm out.